The Tangent 8 podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent 8 podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and Jondo.
Hello!
Hi.
And, God damn.
No, you
needs
died
to-
after the thing.
It's like, first topic. Oh, no, apparently the universe doesn't want me to talk about that.
First
Exiles
topic,
these
Seth's
demons.
death, live on air.
Well, I mean, I'm honestly sick of having to do this, because we're starting with layoffs again.
Yeah, this has
Yeah.
been a fucked up year for
Yeah.
this industry. Like, animation, games design, and, like, acting are kind of fucked right now.
I think last time I looked at a total figure, it was something like 1,400 people have lost their jobs in the game industry in the last 6 months.
Yeah, it's terrifying, because everyone's like, oh, we're just gonna use AI. It's like, no, stop that.
Or even if they're not, come on, man, those CEOs are doing some dumb shit.
Yeah.
So, this one is Bungie. They are laying off 17% of their staff, which is 220 people, although,
Guaranteed they're all QA.
well, they say it's from multiple departments.
That's
Multiple
QA.
QA departments.
Point is, some people have actually crunched the numbers on their stated staff numbers, and it should be more like 300, but that could be a bit of, like, asynchronous information.
Yeah.
And a further 13% will be further integrated with Sony.
So they're selling people to them. Like, is this just a
No,
trade?
they're deepening their ties with Sony as a corporation.
Oh, so they are offering a sacrifice.
Please,
It seems
please
like
tell me
what
they're
they're-
going to become bony.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, that'd be great. But we don't really know what they're doing, but it seems like they want to leverage some of whatever Sony's got going.
I either want
All I can
bony-
imagine is the great behemoth Sony just turning going, give us your stuff, we demand a sacrifice.
I would love
That's
this to
not very
either
long.
become bony or scungy.
Ooh. I'd like Scungy. They can finally sound like they are.
That
So,
they could have
but-
made the same cut just by removing live service.
Yeah.
Well, they're still pushing ahead with Destiny, they're still pushing ahead with Marathon, and they're still pushing ahead with their unnamed third project.
Well, wasn't the last DLC for Destiny the last DLC for Destiny?
For this Destiny.
Kind of.
Destiny 3.
So, it was the conclusion of the story they'd been telling for the last 10 years. They now have their Echoes, which are like mini expansions, but they've been doing those for ages. Going forward, and then they might start a new story. We don't know yet.
Basically, they finished off
So
the story.
Destiny
arc.
3 is their since unnamed third project.
No, the unnamed third project is not Destiny.
No, it's Destiny 3.
No, it's not Destiny 3. It's not Destiny related.
They keep wanting people. The crowd or the fans want it to be, but it's probably not.
No, they don't. They don't want them to do that.
I thought
The
they
actual Destiny community wants them to not make a third one. Because it could potentially happen with what happened when going from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2.
Yeah, true.
Where they ditched half the content. The community does not want Destiny 3.
Fair.
What they want is an engine refresh and to keep going.
Good luck to them. I don't know how
But
it's going to
the point is, they still committed to doing those 3 projects, but they just canned a shitload of stuff.
Yeah. So obviously
And the
one
other
of those
thing-
projects just finished QA.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the big things that people are pointing to is this is circumstantial. It's not confirmed. But on a vintage car selling website, they found an account that matches the same account name as the CEO of Bungie on Steam, on Xbox, on his email, on this car site.
So he's just
And
a
he
used car
spelled-
salesman?
No, it's for vintage cars. Collectors.
Fair.
And he spent over $2 million on vintage cars.
Fuck off! No, come on.
So if you've got the kind of money to just, like, throw at fucking vintage cars,
Who is he?
yeah,
Clive
you're
Palmer?
being paid too much.
Like, holy shit. I don't like that CEOs can do this. Capitalism. Make it stop.
But let's just again, that's not confirmed. We don't know if it is definitely his account, but it is the same exact username that he uses on everything else.
Yeah, like the internet being the internet, some guy could have just set that up, but he'd also then have to spend $2 million on fucking cars. So
yeah, so the lines seem more lined up that it is this guy with his giant CEO paycheck, and then they fire a load of people.
Yeah,
which is just bullshit.
I mean, it's always the same, to be honest. Oh, no, it's for good reasons. Like, is it a good reason just to pad your paycheck, or...?
Well, the good reason they gave is that essentially they ramped up everything, staff-wise, and then they had that unsatisfying Lightfall update that people didn't like, and, they've been trying to keep the boat afloat for a long time, and, well, we've just got to cut some people now. We're at that point.
Maybe if they'd actually done their job correctly and made games that people wanted.
Well, they did. They made Destiny. Loads of people play it.
That is true.
I know we don't, but that doesn't mean that it's not an incredibly popular game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a lot of this, if they just cut some of the fat at the top of the tree, you wouldn't find it bending over as much.
Look,
yeah.
Even if you don't necessarily get rid of those people...
No, just cut some of the fat off.
Paycheck shouldn't be that big.
No.
Look, if you have enough time or enough money rather, to casually spend that much money on vintage cars, your paycheck's too big, man. I'm sorry.
But the same, I know some people that are into classic cars and vintage cars. Like my mother owns a vintage VW van, and she loves the fucking thing. And there's a whole vintage car thing back in my hometown. They're freaking everywhere. The people that are in it
there's an entire
are fucking into it, and they burn every dollar they can into it. But, if you're the head of a company and you're culling staff, maybe you can fucking cut a bit off.
Yeah, trim the fat at the top, for fuck's sake. At least, you shouldn't be giving yourself pay raises or anything, or having that absorbent of a, income, if your entire company is failing enough that you have to fire, 17%, was it?
According to them, 17% or 220 people.
Yeah, if you're getting rid of that many people from your business and, you have that high of a paycheck, no, there's something wrong there. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
I would have been curious to see what the collective wage of those 217 people was in comparison.
Low enough that they pointed to one of the vintage cars he bought that was less than $100,000, and it was more than their paycheck.
I'm pretty sure it's the games industry has never been a great industry to work in if you like money. We all realize that, but it's normally around about 50 to 60 once you're out of the entry level points.
I honestly have no idea.
It's been so long since I actually checked. We could just check with any of our friends who are still in the industry, but that's always a weird thing. Just call up a friend, how much you paid? How much
we
money?
need it for our podcast.
We need to tell the world being 3 people, mostly just us.
Hold on while I'm still living on ramen noodles and Vegemite sandwiches. Just let me get back to you. Yeah, no, that's shit that there's still layoffs happening.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious what'll be the next major company to cull a whole heap of people. Because it'll happen.
I have no idea.
Again,
it's coming though.
It's a horrible thing, but I'm viewing this a bit like how bushfires reinvigorate environments. In which they burn away all the shit and the actual, trees can come back and they can grow properly. Same thing with this industry. They're burning away a bunch of shit. So firing a bunch of people who then make indie games and make better companies and build themselves up.
It's the little fucker sitting at the top that has the box of matches that is burning the whole thing down who isn't getting fucking burnt.
Yeah. I really wish they would be.
So, this was their statement on it. I realized this is hard news, especially following the success we've seen with the Final Shape, which was that last expansion pack, which actually did incredibly well for Bungie.
Yeah.
But as we've navigated the broader economic realities over the last year, and after exhausting all other mitigating options, this has become a necessary decision to refocus our studio and our business with more realistic goals and viable financials, while you still commit to 3 projects.
No, that's corporate for I want a new yacht and I'm not willing to downgrade. Like, there's no other way around it. They had a major success with the game, made a good amount of money, and now they're getting rid of people.
If they'd canned the third project, it'd have been like, okay, you're actually doing the refocusing.
Or even the scaling back. Like, scaling back on it. Just, we're going to take it a little bit longer to release it. People that understand.
Well, the third project doesn't even have a name.
Yeah.
It's just a thing they've been bandying around to get someone to publish.
Yeah.
So we don't even know anything about it. So they may as well just nix it and be like, look, we don't have the availability to work on this third project. We're going to refocus, keep working on Destiny. We've got Marathon that's been announced coming down the pipe. We need to work on Marathon. If you're going to keep working on all three projects, that just tells me this firing is stupid.
Yeah.
It means you're going to have less people crunching harder to get the same projects done.
Which means the quality is going to drop so much, it won't be QA'd because nothing that they've released in the last 10 years has been QA'd properly.
Yeah, Bungie's been pretty good about that.
Yeah, fair.
Compared to other companies like Ubisoft, Bungie's great.
I'm pretty sure mentioning the word the QA near Ubisoft will cause them to go into shock and clutch their pearls.
Did you say QA? You're fired. You're all fired.
Get out! I'll quality assure you!
I mean, the thing I hate with Ubisoft is they look at things like DLSS and FSR and go, that's how we make the game run properly. No. Those things are supposed to smooth out the game for the various computers, not make your game functional.
Yeah.
Try optimizing.
Oh no, that's blasphemy right there. You can't say that.
I mean, like, I recently played Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I had to take that down to 1080p graphic resolution and still run it with FSR running to get a frame rate that was even close to usable.
Yeah.
Like that, my computer can handle most things at a high resolution and with high graphics. This one game was just like, unless I turned all the resolution settings down.
Yeah.
Quick, plug your hair into your graphics card.
But, that's Ubisoft. We're not going to get into fucking Ubisoft.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, their own kettle of fish.
Yeah, we should just start taking bets on which company is going to just lay off an entire shit ton of people again.
It always feels like it comes out of left field, though.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like it's always the big guys who are doing it.
You wouldn't have expected Bungie to be laying people off with the success they just had with that fucking massive DLC.
Yeah.
When you reinvigorate your key franchise, and then suddenly you're like, yeah, we're gonna go over here now.
We're gonna just go over here.
It doesn't make sense.
That. It's just, I don't like the direction that the big gaming companies are headed, because it's feeling very crunchy, and you're not going to get a quality product out of it.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. This might be the, nail starting to go into the coffin for Bungie.
Oh, fuck, we can dream. I mean, it's not even really Bungie anymore.
I don't want to say dream it, but, like, I don't want those people to lose their jobs, and, like, Destiny isn't the worst game. It just... it's a live service, and despite the fact I played the shit out of Warframe, which is another one...
But haven't they
less
already
about
said
wanting
that
them to
other
lose their
game they're
jobs.
working on? I can't even remember what it's fucking called.
Sorry?
The other game Bungie's working on, not the unannounced
Marathon,
yeah. Haven't they already? Isn't that already? It's a hero shooter or a fucking
extraction
shooter.
Yeah.
So that's already a limited market in an overly saturated marketplace.
Pretty much. They're banking on the Bungie name to try and get people to.
They're banking on Marathon because, like, Marathon was the game that made Bungie a name.
Yeah. Well, until they released that trailer, I'd never even heard of it.
So the thing that really got Bungie going was this game called Marathon that was only released on the Apple system to begin with. It was like their shooter, and then they moved over to Microsoft and made Halo. But, like, Marathon is like there's actually so much stuff, iconography in Halo, that's actually from Marathon.
Yeah.
Like the big Forerunner symbol that represents humanity, that's actually a logo from Marathon.
Doesn't surprise me. Reusing assets is a smart thing to do.
Yeah, but, like, Marathon's part of the DNA of Bungie. It's who they are.
Oh, yeah.
And now they've turned what was actually a very I'm not going to say very thought-provoking, but it had a lot of, like, weird timey-wimey stuff and to do with, like all the rampancy stuff that they designed for, like, the AIs in Halo, again, comes from Marathon. Halo's basically just a shake and bake of all the good ideas from Marathon.
Yeah.
Like, they had a really cool story across the 3 Marathon games. It's insanely twisted. I watched some videos on it because I could not play Marathon 3 to save my life. But, like, it's incredible. And then they're like, okay, we're going to turn that, a really solid, well-thought-out and thought-provoking game, into an extraction shooter. Like, what the fuck are you doing? They're relying on the fact that it's called Marathon and people remember that game being really good to sell it.
Pretty much,
if I was to only see the name, I would think it's a running simulator.
No. Honestly, it's just, again, Mr. Krabs has infiltrated the board and needs to be removed. We keep saying this.
It's not going to happen. Well, the only people who get to that position are people who do this shit.
Exactly. They don't have the users' best things in mind. They just want to make money. And
prior to this, when was the last Marathon game released?
Before Halo.
Yeah, it was a long time
So,
ago.
like, I consider myself to have played a lot of games. I'd never even heard of fucking Marathon.
Well, again, back then, you could only play it on Apple. It didn't release on Windows.
Like, they're banking on the Marathon name for a very limited amount of people that know of Marathon.
They're banking on people who are company fans, who like Bungie, and know what Bungie has made.
Yeah.
And they have since ported Marathon to Windows.
Yeah, it's like a few
There is
years
also
ago.
a dedicated website that keeps Marathon running on Windows. So, there's a huge fan base that wants more Marathon because they keep it alive.
There's a fanatic fan base kind of thing. Like, they are dedicated.
It's like a cult movie fandom. Like, it may not be the best game now, but there's a group of people who are absolutely rabid for it. And that's, I'm pretty sure, who they were marketing to when they said they were doing a Marathon game. And then people like me who were like, oh my god, they're doing Marathon again? And then we found out, oh yeah, it's a fucking extraction shit. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want them to shut down for, like, losing that many people into the industry would suck. But at the same time, a big studio does need a smackdown. It's the only way that any of the others take notice.
No, they don't.
Oh, they'll watch it burn and, like, scoop it up. But it's one of those things if they have to be reminded they're not invulnerable. Like, at some point, if they fuck up hard enough, they will still go down.
But they don't. That's the problem.
They sacrifice as many people as they can and try and keep going.
They burn as many pieces as they need to and then sell themselves to EA.
Fuck, you're not wrong.
Before they get completely gutted and put on a shelf.
Yeah. IPs for EA to be like, we own these.
I'm pretty sure, like...
doing anything with them? No.
It's like someone like Snow Globe Collection, but for IP at this point. This is my IP. Like, what's it used for? Oh, I like it. It looks... I made this.
But, point is, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and that's bad.
It fucking sucks.
You don't like that. It's horrible.
Speaking of other people who've lost their jobs, Rex Airlines is shutting down, and I'm going to throw this one over to John Doe, because I didn't know a lot about this until he brought it to my attention.
So, Rex Airlines, it's Regional Express. That's where the Rex comes from. They handle most flights in regional and remote Australia. Like, I don't know about flights in Western Australia and all that. Like, it may well handle them out there, but I know for regional New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, I believe South Australia as well. Like, my hometown, it's not a small town. It's 30 to 40,000 people. It's a decent size. There's probably 1 or 2 flights with Qantas a week or a month, depending on how Qantas is going that month. The rest are all handled by Rex. At this point in time, looking on at flights, there are 3 flights on one day for Rex. They're $400 each. The one Qantas flight was $800.
And that's going to go up once they have zero competition.
Oh, the second they are the only ones? Yeah, they are going to double that again.
Like, for a lot of places, Rex is the only airline. There are no other options. So if something...
Where's the government bailing out Rex?
Fucking oath.
Oh, they can't do that. They're not a bank. They're not allowed to.
But...
No, they're not Qantas.
Like, if you need
Qantas
to
is the only one who gets bailed out by the Australian government.
Oh, of course. They've got a kangaroo on the plane, therefore they can't fail.
I'm not salty about this or anything many years later after the closure of Ansett.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I know of several occasions from my hometown, let alone however many others that have been, where for someone who had to be on an emergency flight for medical reasons to fly them from my hometown to Sydney, they got put on the Rex flight.
Yeah.
If there are no Rex flights, if you have to wait several days for Qantas isn't going to do a flight just for that.
No.
At that point, you have to essentially get one of the flying docks to come and pick you up, and that's a shit ton of money.
And
or just hope some random with the Cessnas around.
Yeah. Or they're not going to, like, the cost of a helicopter to do that is fucking a lot more than a friggin' plane.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is, like, oh no, another airline is going under. This is a massive impact for so much of Australia that west of the dividing range don't give a fuck about.
And unfortunately, like, no one gives a fuck about it because a lot of people in the cities have not heard of Rex. I only know it exists because I grew up in country towns.
Yeah.
Like,
and I freely admit, I'm a city boy, and I did not know about Rex at all, or that it was this important.
No,
it is a lifeline around rural Australia.
Yeah. Like, when I was living in Brisbane, like, you'd book your flight in from Brisbane to Sydney, you might get a $99 flight, and then you'd have your $300 or $400 flight to go from Sydney to home, and like that's always where the cost came. But without that flight, I couldn't have flown home. I'd have to have someone drive to Sydney and pick me up, and then drive home the 6.5 hours.
Pretty much.
And that's fucking that's
a brutal
Australia
drive.
is a fucking big country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If there is no air travel, if there's no way to easily access that, like, it cuts off so many fucking people.
Without flying, I can't get back to my hometown at the moment, which is what I think it's 13 hours drive, and that's when you're cruising at 100 for a large portion of it.
Yeah.
Like, and you're not in that place, isn't even in the backwaters yet.
Yeah.
No.
Pretty much.
You're still mostly on the eastern seaboard where shit's pretty accessible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if this does go under, there isn't currently anything that can pick up the slack.
Yeah.
And Qantas sure as shit won't.
No.
Oh, God, no. They won't do it without being obscenely predatory about it.
Oh, massively.
I mean, they're already being predatory about it, and Rex is still around.
Yeah.
They're already selling more tickets than they have seats for, and, you don't fit on this flight, we'll put you on the next one. Oh, the next flight got cancelled. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, God, I
hate Qantas so fucking much.
I hate the fact that they were, like you said before, the fact they were bailed out and we got nothing for it apart from more expensive tickets.
We got more expensive tickets and their fucking higher ups got fatter paychecks.
Yeah.
Look, I will freely admit I have a little bit of skin in that game from back in the day because my dad worked for Ansett.
Yeah.
And Ansett was the superior company by like a country mile.
Because they did things properly, for fuck's sake.
Well, the big thing they had was the Star Alliance, which a lot of people don't know about because it got fucking buried.
Yeah.
Which was that they had an agreement with multiple other airlines across the world that if any of their flights got cancelled, you got on their other flight.
Yeah.
So I think one of them was Singapore Air. So if you were in Singapore and an Ansett flight got cancelled, you got on the Singapore flight, the Singapore Airlines flight.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a thing.
That's awesome.
So that their passengers would never get stuck.
Yeah, they wouldn't get stranded.
Like, which makes so much fucking sense. Like, God
I know, right?
Damn.
So, yeah, it was this thing called the Star Alliance, and it was a big deal that Ansett was part of it, and Qantas wasn't.
Oh, Qantas
and
refused.
then all the stuff happened many years ago with the airlines needing bailouts from the government. Government bailed out Qantas, didn't bail out Ansett.
Nope.
Ansett died, and so did the Star Alliance, and Qantas gets to keep sticking around being like, yeah, we've never crashed a plane. Because every time you crash one, you repair it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you didn't crash the plane.
Oh, no, it's still flyable. It hasn't been crashed. But it went through a crash a bit, didn't it? No.
Or they take those planes and put them on Jetstar, which is why I hate Jetstar even more.
Yeah. I will never fly
because the level
Jetstar
of safety on their planes is so bad.
I have flown on Jetstar once, and it was enough never to do it again, considering when I sat down, the amount of duct tape I noticed was terrifying.
Yeah, welcome to flying Jetstar.
Yeah.
And reject planes that Qantas thinks are too bad to be part of its fleet.
Yeah.
Literally held together with duct tape and wishes. That's it.
Thoughts and prayers.
And I've flown Tiger.
I'm pretty sure, Jetstar is essentially like orcs flying the plane. It works because they think it works.
No, that's Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger is... The pilot believes hard enough that this plane will fly.
They literally put a tiger in the pilot seat and fly the plane.
Hey, it's effective against terrorism.
Yeah, I am very bitter about Qantas. I am not going to pretend in the slightest that I'm not.
I don't think you'll ever find anyone apart from the higher ups at Qantas who are willing to defend that company.
Old Qantas, yes. Old Qantas,
Yeah.
Spirit of Australia, fucking lovely. New Qantas is a cancerous mole that's begging for $20 for a quickie.
Everything's become that way at this point. Like, all of the old corporations that we grew up with, they're seedy as fuck now. Like, it's not good. Don't like it.
Or you just didn't know they were seedy back then.
Yeah.
They did a better job at hiding it. Now they're like, fuck it, you know.
About it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The masks are coming off and they know they can't be hurt.
Yeah.
So, if you have another option, please fly something other than Qantas.
Yeah, for love of
Qantas
God.
sucks.
Fucking oath.
I hate Qantas.
So much.
Do we want to laugh at something? Get onto something
Please.
fun.
I would like to laugh at something. That'd be great.
So, let's talk about the United States Secret Service officer getting grilled.
Oh my god, it is the greatest thing ever.
I swear this thing is the gift that just keeps on giving. Every time
really
I see a new
does.
bit from this, it's like, oh, this is my new favorite thing.
It's so memeable too. It's fucking great. The internet's ripping into this.
My favorite new one was the dude who's like, okay, so I own one AR-15. I bought it 6 years ago, and I fired it once back when I bought it.
Yeah.
Last week, we replicated the incident that happened at the rally. I was on a roof at the, I think it's 110-degree slant.
Yeah.
At 600 meters away. They took... the shooter he couldn't tell whether the shooter had an optic or just a red dot, so he fired 8 shots with the red dot, 8 shots with the scope.
Yeah.
And if I recall, it was something like...
7 were kill shots, one of them was a near miss, which was also coincidentally an ear shot.
Yeah, but across all of it, it was, what was that, 15 kill shots, 1 miss?
Yeah.
And the miss would have been an ear shot.
Yeah.
And this guy has no training.
Yeah, basically.
At all.
I love that he was getting angry. He's like, it is an actual miracle that the president-elect survived. Despite your incompetence. It's like, whoa.
It's like just this dude. Instead of just someone saying stuff about, setups and the whatnot, he's like, we did it. And I, untrained, could have made that shot. And you think it was okay to leave that exposed?
I just find it fucking... the responses this chick gives are unhinged.
They're just dodgy.
The one where it's like, so the most common rifle used in America, or bought in America, and you didn't think to account for that? For the range for it? It's like, there are guns that shoot... Yeah, it's like, there are guns that shoot further than that. Like, and? What's your fucking point? So you're saying...
Cool, that means maybe the thing should have been further, or we should have had, I don't know, what's that, a sniper team?
Yeah.
Maybe 2?
Something?
The one where they were like, it was like the roof was too steep to safely be on.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the sniper team that took the shot that killed the guy was on a steeper roof.
Yeah. They would have been actually better off on the roof the sniper was on, weirdly enough.
It's just like, no, the one they were on was better because it was Overwatch onto the actual event.
True.
But they were saying it was too dangerous to be on this roof because of the incline, but their own sniper team was on a greater incline.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about?
And every time someone says you should stand down, you should be fine, but you should stand down.
She just beats quiet.
No, at one point she said, "Oh no, I think I'm the best person to lead this thing at this time." It's like, no, what makes you think that you are qualified anymore?
If there isn't an argument against diversity hire, this is it.
Like this chick is just fucking bad at the job. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, if anyone had done this,
obviously isn't the best person for this fucking job. They shouldn't be in this fucking position.
Like, nothing was taken into account. There were so many issues. At one point, there was a thing, I don't know if it was actually confirmed in the second round, but the Trump team had asked for additional security, and they'd been pushed back by Secret Service. But I don't know if that was confirmed to be for that rally or for a previous one.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
All I know is every time I see the next clip of the next politician going red-faced at this woman, it is the most hilarious unhinged shit. It's great.
It is pretty fun. Like,
talking about unhinged shit, though, like the crap that's been happening at the Olympics, man.
Oh, I've been having so much fun laughing at the drama around the Olympics.
Everything. There's not a part of it that hasn't been touched and is just like, why?
And so much of it is fucking horrible. Like,
or just like people being dumb.
Yeah.
This feels like the current popular dumpster fire show America needed something to compete in the ratings, so another network
they went
brought out a
international
dumpster fire show called Olympics, and so now they're competing for the greater dumpster fire.
That or like, I'm really interested in watching America burn, but like I need to take a break. But I want something similar.
Yeah.
But like not as high as stakes. Man,
not
we have America at home.
I still want the drama.
But,
I mean, like just like straight out the gate, the fucking
the opening
all the people
ceremony
getting out, being like, "Oh, the opening ceremony was a parody of the Last Supper, one that has been parodied so many times, and you haven't jumped up and down this hard." The reason it's shitty is because there's a bunch of drag queens in it.
Yeah,
and it was a reference to Bacchanalia, hence why the blue guy on the stage was Bacchus.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with that.
Well, the thing is, like, everyone always forgets the Last Supper was based on that original painting to about Bacchus and all that kind of stuff. No, it's Dionysus.
No, it's Bacchus. The original one, the Bacchanalia, is a celebration of Bacchus.
Yeah.
He later, in the Greek mythology, became Dionysus and was associated with wine and revelry.
Yeah, but there was already a thing that was made for it, and that was just brought in to Christianity by, who was the painter? Fucking Sistine Chapel kind of guy.
Either way, it's a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
One of the Ninja Turtles painted this thing and took really a lot of homage from it. So, like all the things Christianity did, it took from the past and made it something different.
Even then, it's like it's a reference to Greek stuff because it's a Greek event.
It's the Olympics.
Yeah. I actually thought it was really cool. They had this thing where they had a horse run down the River Seine.
Yeah.
Because it was all white and the person riding it had like light up like robes on, they were like, "Oh, it's Death, the pale horse!" No, it's the spirit of the Seine.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's explicitly what it is.
Yeah.
They had an event with, they decided to get a really popular French band to play, Gojira, which, if you don't know, is a full-on metal band.
Yep.
And in their performance, they had a set piece which was Marie Antoinette's head, which,
nice.
if you know your French history.
Yeah.
So it's not that weird, but everyone was like, satanic, because they've got a head and it's a metal band. Guys, come on.
Like, the opening ceremony was a travesty. Like, people paid a shit ton of money to see the opening ceremony. And it's like going to really shitty river fire here in Brisbane. Like, just really bad fireworks. Like, we paid a lot of money for this.
They announced South Korea as North Korea as they walked into the stadium.
It wasn't even a small thing. They didn't say, like, North Korea. They said the People's Republic of Korea, which is the full name for North Korea, instead of just the Republic of Korea. And it's like, guys, no, bad. They have had to backtrack so hard on that, because Korea is pissed, and rightfully fucking so.
The accommodations, they decided because they wanted to be more eco-friendly, there would be no AC units in the middle of summer.
They were banking on a weird ergonomic design they use for the apartments they're in, and a water cycling system to try and ambiently cool. And it's like, keep things 6 degrees below outside. It's like, that would be fine if it wasn't summer.
Yeah.
Like, why?
And then they went, okay, so what are your beds made out of? Cardboard and foam.
Cardboard and foam.
Because it's more eco-friendly.
There is also a bedbug infestation in Paris. So...
I mean, that's Paris.
That's fucking funny.
Those beds have been reported to be incredibly firm and uncomfortable to sleep on.
Yeah.
Can't imagine why.
Again, because they wanted to be more eco-friendly, they decided they would have a predominantly vegetarian-style food offerings with limited protein for all these athletes that are basically protein machines.
Yeah, they need protein to keep going. But, and even then, when they did get meat, it was raw. They were served raw meat numerous times. To the point where UK
fucking a vegan diet to a lion before it starved to death and ate one of them.
Pretty much, but
I mean, by all accounts, they are actually offering a reasonably balanced vegan offering.
Yeah,
but the fact that they're pushing it, like, you can't have protein, you have to eat this.
So, at which point, people are smuggling in their own food onto the village. The
UK
lot of them
had
just
to brought
send
their own chefs in.
Yeah, they had to ship a bunch of chefs in.
Speaking of chefs, Russian chefs.
There was a Russian chef who was caught doing some sneaky things. So,
there's been someone flew a drone over another team's training practice.
That was fucking funny. So that was Canada. Flew a drone over the New Zealand practice team. So their practice, which I don't understand. Yes, there is a point of strategy within soccer, but it's not like rugby where drills are a fucking thing. You go through certain specific drills and maneuvers. Having a drone over someone's practice for soccer doesn't net you a lot of info.
No, it does, because it lets you see the type of players that might be a problem.
That is a good point.
So you can box them out properly.
But apparently, this is a thing in Canada. This is an actual, epidemic for them, to the point where people are using drones to spy on each other. So the Canadian team thought, fuck it, we'll just give it at this international event where everyone's on edge. This is a great idea. Nothing can go wrong. They've been fined 6 points, so they have to score 6 in the upcoming game before they actually hit the board. 200,000 euro has also been charged to their team. Their coach, the assistant coach, and someone else, I think it was the partner of them, have been sent home and banned from anything to do with soccer for at least a year. They got slapped for it, but it's fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, they're not going to get anywhere in the Olympics now with a 6-point deficit in a game that often ends 0-0.
Yeah,
or 1-0 more often than not.
Yeah. You're talking about a point deficit, which is basically you're not winning anything. Go home.
You may as well just not be here. Just go on.
Yeah.
They had multiple athletes have had stuff stolen.
Oh yeah, an Australian cyclist had his van broken into and just all of his shit taken
before the event even started.
Yeah.
They had multiple. They've had a whole discussion they've had with how it's broadcast, because one presenter, well, I don't want to say it's okay, but it feels innocuous until you really put some thought into it, because the female team was taking some time, and he's like, oh yes, they always take some time, we've got to put their makeup on.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, come on, you're on the international stage right now, what are you doing?
No casual sexism for this, man. That's just asking to be cancelled. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
And you're on the Olympic stage.
Yeah.
It's absurd. Once you give it some thought, it's oh yeah, that's a really bad stereotype, especially to be throwing out at the Olympics.
And it is a literal world stage. Every country is there.
Everyone's paying
attention. They had to push out new guidelines for the guys who operate the cameras.
Yep.
Because
they were focusing a bit too hard.
When the men were on screen, it'd be zoomed out. When women are on screen, it'd just be a torso shot.
That or just ass. Just ass.
It's just I get it. You like some butt.
Yeah.
That's cool. But no, not here. This is not the time.
Yeah, this is not the point where you want to indulge in that, mate. That's a bad career decision right there.
So they had to push out a whole new set of guidelines for them, and see, I don't want to be I'm gonna sound like a dick here. This feels like what you would expect it out of something like Rio.
Yeah.
When they held the Olympics, because I don't know enough about Rio except what I hear on the news, and that's generally not positive.
Yeah.
I don't think the country's that bad. I've met people from Rio, and they're delightful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, I know it's not the way it's portrayed on the internet or in news, but that's how I'm exposed to it.
Yeah.
So, when you go, oh, there's a lot of crime and stuff, it feels like somewhere like Rio would have that problem, or subpar
Colombia
Betty.
or something like that.
Yeah. But Paris is generally shown to be quite progressive and well said, and the kind of place where you'd think this would done well. But no, apparently Paris is smells like piss and there's trash everywhere and it's a crime problem.
I've had Paris described to me because my previous job I dealt with a lot of backpackers who travelled all around the world and seen a lot of things, and any of them that described Paris in particular said it was a fresh painted cow turd. On the outside, it looked all nice and pretty and everything, right up until you cracked that shell of paint, and then it was just sloppy, hot cow turd.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they've done a really good job of making themselves feel like they were a good place for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. This has been a real bad run, and it's not even over.
Oh, no, this is just beginning.
It's still very early days.
Yeah. And it's all, there are worse things that have happened here. There is an athlete for... volleyball, I think is, or beach volleyball.
We're not going to get into that.
We're not going to touch that.
If you want to know what it's about,
Google it.
Because it's bad, Google the Dutch volleyball team.
Yeah.
And you'll find it.
It's messy.
It's not hard
I don't want to talk about it.
But it's
I don't want to platform this guy.
Not something we're talking about.
Yeah, there are a lot of fucked up things as well. Not just the lighthearted stuff, but the lighthearted stuff is more fun.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the Seine River they wanted to use for triathlon and for long-distance swimming. And there's too much sewage in the Seine River because we're going to do a massive cleanup. And the Prime Minister of France kept saying, I'm going to swim in the Seine before it all kicks off to prove that it's safe. And that kept getting pushed back because every time they announced it was going to happen, detractors to the Prime Minister, we're going to shit in the river, upriver specifically. So trust these guys were like, yeah, fuck, we're just gonna keep shooting the river, so you can't use it. It's what the fuck?
But even that, one of the American swimmers says, we came to this knowing there will be a lot of E. coli, so our entire team has just not been washing our hands whenever we go to the bathroom, so we can build up a tolerance to E. coli. That's not fucking good.
No.
That's not good. There is also things like entire refugee villages that Paris had set up have just been vacated. They've shuffled them away so they can make the place look nicer. There's a lot of fucked up shit. Unions are angry because no one's being paid. The people who were in the opening ceremony, most of them were being paid very little to no money. It was all exposure.
For the refugees and the homeless, they could have just painted them up to look like mimes, because people want to ignore them anyway.
They would. But...
And I mean, this is just a sampling of stuff. If you go look at the Wikipedia page for the concerns and controversies of the 2024 Summer Olympics, yeah, man, there's... if we went through this whole thing, we would have just done probably 2 hours on... Just
Olympic this thing. Hell, there's an entire section of Russia being Russia. There is some odd stuff.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm out of words to say how the fuck.
Yeah, I've said it before on this podcast, and I'll say it fucking again. There should just be an Olympics island. Buy it from Greece. They need the money.
Yeah,
and just buy kit Greece it out.
Total.
Yeah, and then you kit that place out, or year round. You could use it for major sporting events. Keep it current, keep it maintained. But when the Olympics rolls around, everyone throws a bit of kit in to make sure it's up to snuff, And then you run it on that island, so you have dedicated infrastructure, you have dedicated places for people that are actually good. You have time to get things set up in a way that it's not going to be horrible. And
it'll never happen.
No, because like the Olympic committees make too much money, or too many...
It's not even that. It's really not.
Yeah.
It's the prestige and everything that you get for having hosted.
Yeah.
If you go, we're going to do it on this island, and everyone who's part of it kicks in X amount of money, or even if, like, the hosting country foots the bill that year.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to advertise it. They're not going to be able to be like, the Olympics was in Paris, it was in Australia, it was in Rio.
It's not just the Olympics, it's the money spent elsewhere in those countries. But,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And
it's
until
like
you
FIFA
end up with until you get a Melbourne, what Melbourne did with the Commonwealth Games, saying, fuck no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, we're out.
I mean, they're already fucking up Brisbane to do it again.
Oh, yeah. That's going to cause some fun.
They haven't done it yet, but they're tearing down Wollongabba, and that's going to fuck up traffic for ages.
That is like a nexus point for fucking traffic. If anything happens to the Gabba, everything is delayed. Like, it's horrible.
And, like, just a football game fucks up traffic.
Yeah, I used to have to go through
a thing that's supposed to be there.
Yeah, the thing they're built for. But, oh, no, I don't like it. And it's going to fuck with property values as well, because it always fucking does.
Yeah, it's going to get a little fucked around Wollongabba when that gets done.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole rail project that they're putting in to try and enhance the infrastructure for that's already causing enough fucking headaches. Let alone once the big demolition and construction starts.
Pretty much. In short, we don't like the Olympics. It's dumb.
I like the Olympics for what it is, not for all the stuff that happens to make it happen.
I like it for the idea and the ideal that it could be, but I haven't watched an event. I don't plan on watching an event, and I don't even turn a TV on fucking every 4 years.
Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't know the Olympics was on if all this shit wasn't happening.
Pretty much. If it wasn't for the sheer amount of drama happening on the net right now, I wouldn't know it happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not... I love the idea of a bunch of people coming together to see who's the best. That's cool.
Yeah.
I still think we need the Drug Olympics.
Oh, fuck yes.
See how far...
I'd rather see how far we can push it.
The normal Olympics needs one normal dude, just for comparison.
No. I keep saying this every time we talk about it, and it's always dumb. Because he wouldn't get anywhere. It would be so worthless.
No, that's the point. To show how much better these people are than normal people.
They wouldn't seem better. They wouldn't seem better because he's so bad.
Well, yeah.
A dude who takes 5 minutes to run, and Usain Bolt does it in 12 seconds, doesn't make Usain Bolt look good.
It's not about
it just
making
makes that dude
Bolt
look shit.
What if they just start...
No, it's reminding people.
What if the last week of the Olympics, like, once they've finished a whole heap of the events, they start, like, mashing events up? Like, they throw some of the wrestlers in the middle of the running track and turn it into Red Rover crossover.
No, they've already done that. There's a new sport that was introduced in this Olympics, which is like a weird kayaking thing.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yeah. So you have to, like, kayak along, and then to, like, finish, you have to do a barrel roll. Like, in the
you've got to go through various points on the track. It's full contact. So you can bat people out of the way.
You can beat the shit out of your opponent with the oar. Like, fuck.
Okay. So
I don't think you can wail on your opponent, but you can smack their boat and make them have to do the loop again to get through it.
How long before there are cannons and boarding parties? Because that I would watch.
I was going to say, like, I would start watching the Olympics at that point. Hell yes, but...
Yeah, that's where we start turning into, like, a murder Olympics, and it's like, it's no longer about that, it's
called the
just
Purge,
killing.
Thank you. The Purge Olympics. That way we get fresh athletes every 4 years.
Yeah. Be great. Just go back to the old gladiatorial days. It'll be fine.
No, it won't. That's not even a good idea.
Just release the... No. You want to see Usain Bolt run? Release a fucking lion behind him.
Again, like, it's funny to think about, but, like, if you actually did it, it would be a less interesting experience.
Oh, definitely be horrifying, but...
It'd be entertaining for about 4 or 5 seconds till it's over.
Until the lion catches him. That's when it would stop being entertaining.
That's when it turns to pay-per-view.
Yes.
Although we are getting a Gladiator 2 movie soon, which is a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
Look,
it doesn't
I'm
look
not
bad,
opposed to another movie set in that setting doing Gladiator stuff. I mean, I've watched plenty of shows and things that have done Gladiators. It's just a sequel to Gladiator.
It could have been
this long after, not starring Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very odd decision. But it doesn't look too bad, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the
No,
scene
it
where they're
does look
filling it
quite
up for the ship battles is pretty fucking
Yeah, that's cool. It's definitely something that's going to be a bit of a CG fest, but in the good way, by the looks of it.
But it's...
Although, next movie I'm looking forward to is fucking Romulus.
Yeah.
It's only like 2 weeks away. I'm pretty fucking green.
I had issues with the trailer because it shows a bit too much, but I'm still hype.
There's only one scene I think they should have cut out of the trailer.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the light.
Yeah.
Because showing the facehuggers being a little aggressive for once is like, oh yeah, that's actually not a bad thing to throw in your trailer. And of course, sooner or later they show a xenomorph, but like, with that many movies in, it's like, yeah, of course there's a fucking xenomorph.
Yeah.
It's always going to be surprising.
At least one. But the scene where she uses the light to check out the chest burster, it's like, nope, that should have been the movie.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have been trailer.
Yeah, it's showing a hand a bit much there, guys. That makes me sad.
Like, it's annoying when they take the coolest looking scenes and go, trailer. No.
Yeah.
Unless there is something
better in
there.
Second and third coolest scene, put that in the trailer. Keep the rest for like...
Yeah.
Actually add something to it.
I was really... we saw Deadpool and Wolverine last weekend.
Actually, how was that? I haven't seen it yet.
Fucking great.
Really, really good.
Really good.
Like, okay, I can sell it to you on the opening scene if you want.
Okay.
Okay, so anyone who doesn't want to listen, I'm going to spoil, like, literally the first thing.
First 5 minutes at the most.
It's not plot stuff, it is literally the first thing.
Yeah.
The first thing they do is have Deadpool go to the grave of Logan from the Logan movie.
Yeah.
Dig him up, because it's got a regenerating factor. He'll be alive. Nope, he's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Then the TVA shows up, and he proceeds to spend the next 5 minutes doing a Backstreet Boys musical number while he kills them with the bones of Wolverine.
The adamantine bones. It's fucking brilliant. Oh, and that's
joke number one.
That sets the tone for the entire movie, and they do not disappoint.
Awesome.
And there's stuff that was in there that I did not know, and I'm not going to say here.
Yeah.
Because I was so happy that I didn't know it when it was in the movie. Because I didn't really watch any trailers, and the trailers I had seen didn't feature some of the characters that showed up, and it's like literally
yeah.
I've seen things pop up here and there, but anytime it starts to get into okay, here's the title, and I know there's Deadpool and there's Wolverine, if it starts to tell me any more than that, it's like, no, I turn it off. Yeah. I just close the page.
No, I would highly recommend go check out Deadpool and Wolverine. That was an amazingly good and fun movie.
Oh, I loved every second of it. It was great.
So, a superhero movie worth watching. That's a miracle in its own.
And again, an R-rated movie that did well. It beat the original Deadpool's numbers for opening box office for an R-rated movie.
That's fucking awesome.
It's great. It means we might get more of them, so Disney won't be as scared of them.
Doubt it.
I mean, maybe, but we can dream.
It's Disney.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah,
definitely.
That was fantastic. I'm really hoping that when we go see Romulus, we come out of that going, "Oh my god, that movie was so good."
It's either going to be it's really good, or it's going to be we have to talk about Romulus now.
I don't want it to be bad. I'm such a fan of the Xenomorph.
Although speaking about dumb shit, what's happening with Tesla again now?
Okay. So Tesla had to do another recall of the vehicles.
Yeah.
And shock horror, it's not the Cybertruck.
Look, come on, we've been ripping on the Cybertruck enough. It needs a break. It has to figure out what its next fuck up will be.
Yeah,
give it time to cook.
It's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I kind of thought that the Model 3, the Roadster, and all the other stuff was like a solved problem. Like these things all function the way they're.
No.
Apparently, the front hood latch cannot detect properly and open while driving.
Yeah, that is not ideal. That's just fucking dumb.
It's an ejector hood. That's awesome.
Look, Tesla is the corporation that just keeps on giving. Nothing good, but it keeps giving it.
It keeps giving the car behind you the bonnet of your vehicle.
It's insane. Like I said, if something happens with the Cybertruck, I'm like, okay, cool. It's a conceptual lump of garbage.
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing that? I thought all their old stuff was just done.
They
basically
worked out
functioned.
the kinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, no, a major component could be deformed and not function, and then, blind on the road.
Yeah. I mean, then there's also the fun thing with, apparently, all of their cars, that if the power fails and you're inside that car, you can't get out.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, good, they found a way. Excellent.
Yeah, but you have to pry open a panel on the side of the door, reach in and pull a cord.
Yeah. It's no one who actually is trapped.
For escaping from a trunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much. But, it's all manner of bad.
But they have mechanical ways to get out of all of their vehicles. They're just usually hidden for aesthetics.
Yeah. Oh, God.
At some point, when you get your keys for a fucking Tesla vehicle, they're also going to have to give you an angle grinder, because that's how you have to cut yourself out.
It's a keychain.
It's a keychain angle grinder. It plugs into the battery of the vehicle, and you use that to cut yourself out of the vehicle.
Guaranteed. But, why do people keep buying into Tesla? Everything I've seen.
Same reason people buy Apple products.
Fuck, you're not wrong. Yeah, makes sense.
Look, this is a company that managed to convince people that being on a waiting list was awesome. And that when they get to the point where you're at the front of the list, it's not you getting your car, it's you being allowed to pay them for it.
Yeah. The car comes a few years after that.
It's just like, no. If I pay for something, I want it.
Yeah.
Not nebulously in the future. I mean, I do back some stuff on Kickstarter, and there's one that I'm still fucking waiting on.
Yeah.
But, I'm not buying a
something on
$100,000 fucking
for
car.
Maybe $100 or $200 is very, very different to spending $80,000 to $90,000 on a fucking car.
Yeah. It's not even the same ballpark of money. No. So, but then again, the kind of people who can afford to buy a Tesla probably don't care about $90,000 being tied up in a car.
Weirdly, the people I know who I want to get a Tesla should not have that much. They don't have the money. It's like,
no, they take a loan out.
Yeah, I'm going to get a loan out, get this Tesla. Like, no, this is a bad idea. Don't do that.
There's a reason I drive junkers until they die.
Yeah.
So when you hit me, it's going to cost you so much more.
Oh, it's so funny. I'll be driving along some of the highway merge points in Brisbane, and I'll see some dude in his fancy fucking Mercedes, and I'll be like, bro, don't. I don't care if this car gets wrecked. I can buy another one.
Yeah.
You're the one who's going to lose out if you pull this shit.
Oh, God.
My sister got pulled over in Brisbane years ago, and the cop walked up, and he walked around a vehicle, then walked back to his car, then did another lap of the vehicle, then came back. He goes, I really need to write you a ticket, but I can't because the car you're driving shouldn't have been able to go as fast as you were. She was doing 160 on the Story Bridge.
Oh!
In a little Ford Laser.
Man. That's a 60 zone, man.
I have
a little Ford Laser.
I have two questions. One, how? And two, why? Just why?
You've got heavy feet. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How? No idea. Why? Cause.
Yeah. I know. Why is straight line? Must go vroom.
I really need to give you something here, but I can't say that vehicle was going that fast because our system says it can't.
Oh, that's going to be the best way of getting out of a ticket.
Oh, she got a ticket.
I think that wins,
she just didn't get a ticket for that.
Yeah. I'm assuming it'd just be like, dangerous driving or something, but...
Oh, yeah. She got one for speeding and a whole heap of other shit. But, yeah.
That's a fun interaction. But yeah, no, the amount of guys in entitled cars who take on my shitboxes is like, no, man, don't. I'm spending $1,000 to get another one of these. You're not.
Yeah. Look, if I see a
car... to get a single panel.
Yeah. If I see a car that's covered in dings and, scrapes and shit, I'm giving that room because, that person has no fear.
Yeah.
Why would they care? I can only improve this.
Yeah, if you hit them, they'll get that door replaced, and now they don't have a ding door.
Yeah.
No, if you hit them, you'll transfer paint. Suddenly, they're painted again. It's fine.
the value of that vehicle suddenly goes up. Have more expensive paint.
Yeah.
This is my door. It's Porsche. This is the BMW door. Just collect different colors.
Although when I had my bumper bar replaced, the group that did it was massively adamant that I had to pay the painting fee because they weren't going to let it off the lot in a different color.
Why?
I don't know.
If you want to leave in a pink polka dot car, you can.
I know, but I ended up paying because it wasn't that much.
Hmm.
But yeah, they were like, no, it's not leaving here unless I paint the bumper bar. I don't care if it's a different color.
No, it's not leaving unless I paint the bumper bar. Like, all right, you do it, you pay for it.
I'm not.
I'm not paying for it.
I said, it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah.
I think it was like another $50.
I'm assuming he was a bit behind his commissions. Like, I just need something. I need something here.
I think it was more because I was doing that out of pocket, not through insurance. And that was a company that usually works with insurance companies, so they probably can be like, and we had to paint it.
One of their normal things to add on to pad the bill to the insurance company.
To the insurance company. Oh man, that car ate 3 other cars before it died.
It did well.
Yeah, it did. That land boat was good.
Look, land boats are fucking good cars at times. Like, you don't always need a fast car. Just if you get up to speed, it'll keep itself rolling.
Look, man, the thing cost me $2,000, had not that many miles on it, and it was like other cars hit it. Oh, you lost.
That's why I like use with bull bars. I'm like, yeah, sure, merge in front of me. You do what you want to do.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yes. Well, we've made it out past an hour, so I think we're done for this week.
Yay.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.